Hello, this is TJ. Today I'd like to talk about these RamCat Broadheads. This one right here is the RamCat Hydroshock. This one is the RamCat Diamondback. I've taken elk with both of these broadheads. Both of these elk scored over 300 inches. And I've had mixed results with these broadheads, to be honest with you. First off, I want to talk about this RamCat Hydroshock broadhead. This broadhead is 100 grains. It has a 1 3/8 inch cutting diameter. It has what RamCat calls their hydrofoil technology. It's supposed to reduce wind planing. And I was drawn to these broadheads because they flew so much like my field points. I wasn't that great at tuning broadheads, so I would always try to find a broadhead that would fly very similar to my field points. And I found that with this particular broadhead. I took my elk at about 40 yards with this broadhead. I had a perfect heart shot, fantastic blood trail, not that I needed it. The elk only went about 5 yards before it dropped. The blades were intact for the entry wound and exit wound. It had clean pass through. When I recovered this arrow in the dirt, it had 2 of the blades broken off. So I really didn't consider that to be a knock because it came off after the arrow had done its job. So I had great success with these broadheads. These will probably be back in my quiver again. Now I'm going to talk about the RamCat Diamondback broadheads. I took my biggest elk that I've ever taken last year with this broadhead. Scored right around 320. I shot that elk at about 25 yards, and I did not shoot it as well as I shot the elk that I took with the Hydroshock. So I did not have a great blood trail. I hit it a little high. And as you can see here, this is the exact broadhead that I took that elk with. It suffered some damage there to the blade. I believe that broke on entry. It slammed into a rib bone. There's a big divot in it. That could have contributed to the fact that it did not have a very good blood trail, as well as my less than perfect shot placement. I ended up tracking this elk about 120 yards and went up into some thick stuff, so it was a little bit difficult to find, but I was able to recover it. So I don't know if I will go back to the RamCat Diamondbacks. I mean, it did its job, dropped the elk, didn't love the blood trail. I could definitely see a situation where it could have taken me a lot longer to find that elk, and maybe I would have suffered some meat spoilage from that. Not that that happened, but I could definitely foresee an instance where that is a possibility. So I think I'm gonna skew to having a little bit larger cutting diameter with the Hydroshock than with the Diamondback. Really like that. Didn't have the blades break off at the elk with the Hydroshock like I did the Diamondback, and some people might think, well, it could have broke when it hit the ground on the other side of the elk. I just don't think that happened, because about 50 yards after I had shot the elk and was blood trailing, so I think it came most of the way out and came the rest of the way out with when it hit some branches and things like that. So I don't think it had a clean pass through with the Diamondback. Again, I'm going to show you a little bit of blade broken right there. But if you're looking for good broadheads, these are definitely worth a consideration. I think maybe if I was hunting something a little smaller like whitetail, maybe I would give the Diamondback another try. I really did like how it flew. Now, this one will probably be back in my quiver. I had great results with it. It flies really very much like my field points. I've had good success with it. So, like I said, if you're looking for a good broadhead, this RamCat Hydroshock might be a great option.